the material appearances of substantial change also can mask some substantial continuities. The role of family and kinship is very strong, and people's sense of attachment to family and community remains very strong. And one of the reasons that I think Cree society is so committed to building local and regional economies in places that capitalism would say there's no reason for them to be there. They're committed to being there for those reasons, and to building an economy that allows most of their children to stay at home. So that, the reproduction of Cree society in contemporary form produces a lot of new appearances, but some of the underlying cultural rationale for that development is deeply rooted in Cree cultural history. And I would say too, the resilience of the family hunting territory system is also an example of strong continuity and a strong normative sense of responsibility for one's land. That's one of the reasons that people. It's not just to go out and kill a moose. It's one of the reasons that, especially the hunting territory leaders or stewards or tallymen, as they're sometimes called in English, it's one of the reasons they'll get in the truck and drive for 5 hours. And it's partly just to maintain a presence on the land, in a context in which they're seeing more and more strangers showing up. Tens of thousands of sport hunters and fishermen now from the south will come through, rotate through the territory seasonally, hunting and fishing seasons. And Crees are very nervous about allowing that kind of access to be unsupervised. They want to be there. They want to, if possible, form constructive relationships with these strangers and to have some sense of both continued knowledge and control about these shifting circumstances and how it's affecting their territories. And of course, on the political level, they they encourage various policies to limit access by outsiders, which they see to be potentially destructive environmentally or erosive of their own prior rights and interests in regard to wildlife. The language as an everyday language, the language is in good shape. But elders will tell you, and they worry about the loss of specialty language. So the hunting language. There's a whole set of knowledge and terminology that bears that knowledge, which is in the elders' view, becoming impoverished in certain areas. It's not a homogeneous loss. But for example, the radical decline in the diversity and productivity of the marine ecosystem has discouraged many people from spending as much time as they used to on spring hunting and fall hunting for the waterfall migrations in particular along the coast. and so the knowledge that the children are not getting is not just knowledge about how to manage large flocks of geese and how to harvest them effectively. It's also knowledge about how do you navigate, how do you read the weather, how do you read the ice. So we're getting, there's a whole generation now of younger Crees who are relatively familiar with the land in other contexts. Not that comfortable now venturing into an environment that they haven't spent enough time in to know, and it is dangerous. So a bad wind can pick up and cause you grief if you're not experienced navigating on the coast, or if you can't read the ice, or if you haven't been in. If you're not experienced in navigating the coast by water in the summer, you don't know where the currents are that could be dangerous places in the winter. So it's a whole complex of knowledge and the language that goes with these things. There's special terminology for currents and winds and ice quality, and so that's the kind of language that you can lose portions of pretty quickly. It only takes one generation of discontinuity of a certain activity. But these same people, this same generation, are out hunting moose, hunting small game in the bush, butchering, processing. They know the language. They know the. So that's why I say it's not homogeneous. There are sectors of Cree hunting knowledge that are in pretty good shape, and the language that goes with them, and others that are in some trouble.